Good evening, everyone. I'm Craig.
And I'm Mel.
And you're with Lovin DisWorld. And tonight we have something super exciting. We have dining reservations at Be Our Guest at Beast Castle directly behind us. And we were super excited to get inside and try the food. We know it changed over to a price fixed menu, which means you pay one price, you get your appetizer, your entree, and your dessert. So let's go inside and try the food. Come on in. As I mentioned earlier, this is a price fixed menu, so it's $62 for an adult, and you get an appetizer, the entree, and the dessert. I went with the lobster bisque as my appetizer. I think Mel went with the salad. Connor, for the children, it's $37. Same premise, you get the appetizer, the entree, the dessert. He had got applesauce, and then steak is his entree. Melissa got steak for her entree, and I went with the scallops. We also brought some bread with our drinks and this butter, which is kind of cute. It's actually in the shape of a Mickey head. Nice little details. So hopefully the food is as good as what everything else looks, and it should be a good meal.
So I got the salad. It normally comes with hazelnut griddle. I'm not really a fan of different kinds of nuts, so I ordered it without that. So it does have some tomato. I know there's a vinaigrette on it. There's some apples throughout. It doesn't really have a lot of flavor.
So I got the lobster bisque. I will say I'm not a lobster bisque connoisseur by any means. I was kind of struggling to find an appetizer, so I tried the lobster bisque. See what it's like. It's very thick and very salty, and you can really taste the lobster flavor. But wow, is that salty. I don't know if lobster bisque is supposed to be salty like that, but it is really salty. It's not bad though. Just not my favorite thing I've had. I got the scallops, which, there they are, the 3 scallops. I got a side of fries for my entree. Connor got the steak with mashed potatoes and rice, and Melissa got the steak with mashed potatoes and green beans
and tomatoes.
Let's give these a try. So once again, I got the scallops. First impressions, they look good. I will say they are dramatically smaller than some of the other scallops I've had on property. For example, a couple days ago I had scallops at Tiffin's, and they were huge, really big. These are pretty small, but let's see how they taste. They have a very salty flavor to them. They are very good though. There's a little bit of a butter sauce to it. Overall, really a tasty scallop. I just wish there was more or bigger scallops, because they're pretty tiny, as you can see. But other than that, they taste great. They really taste good. Hey Connor, what did you think of the steak?
It was good, and applesauce don't taste good.
So the steak was good, applesauce not good.
Okay, so I got the filet, which came with mashed potatoes, there were some cooked tomatoes, and green beans. Not bad. It has a nice salty, kind of buttery, similar to the sauce that you described, on the steak. I just wish there was more of it. So it is a good flavor, but I don't get much of the sauce. I'm one that prefers to have it lathered all over my food. But as you can see, there is some sauce. It has some good flavor, and it was cooked to my preference. So I also got some green beans. They're just your average green bean. Similar to what we've had at other restaurants, there's not much flavor, so I do recommend putting them in that sauce if you do get enough, because it does add a lot of salty flavor to it. So overall, I think it's a good dish. It's not the best steak that I've had before, and I had high expectations coming to one of the castles. But again, it's not bad. The mashed potatoes are good. The green beans are okay. I would have liked a little bit of a better cut of steak, but again, it's still pretty flavorful. I just wish I had some more sauce.
So Connor's working hard on his dessert. He has a macaroon with a truffle, I believe, the gray stuff over on that side, and he gets to paint his own edible chip. Now the adults got a almond macaroon, a chip with the gray stuff in it, and a chocolate truffle at the end. So all these desserts look incredible to the point where I really don't even know how to eat them. I tried the macaroon. It was very light. The raspberry sauce is kind of hit or miss for me. It's okay. The macaroon itself is very light. Pretty good. If you've ever tried the gray stuff that's inside the edible chip, it tastes like a cookies and cream. It's not bad. What it tastes like, cookies and cream. Then at the end you have this chocolate truffle. I'll give that a try. And there's a very bitter chocolate. It's basically a bowl of chocolate. It's got some raspberry sauce on it. It's not bad, just very bitter. Altogether, it's a good dessert. Nothing stands out as amazing. I would say it's all good, just not amazing for me. Presentation though is incredible. Like even the children's dessert looks incredible. So A+ for presentation. Taste is just average for me.
So do you like painting your dessert?
Yeah. Actually, you mean my cup.
Oh yeah, your cup. Are you going to use a different color, not just blue?
Actually, I'm going to use a different color for the inside.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm going to mix all three colors together.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because I want to make a new color for
Ooh.
the inside. Actually, I want to paint the outside blue and the inside a new color. Just like it.
Was that fun though?
Yeah, painting.
You had fun painting?
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to show you how I got the bottle.
Well, tell Daddy.
I'm going to show you how I got the bottle like this.
Whoa.
I think my paint was all the way down there.
Is that how you did that?
Yeah, well, I just kept doing it.
Did you eat any of it?
I didn't want to because it's all covered in paint now.
So Craig told you about the desserts and all three of them. I did try the macaroon. I had a chewy consistency, but Craig told me, because he's a macaroon connoisseur, but that's normal. I'm not a big fan of raspberry flavor, but I actually didn't mind this. So it wasn't too strong of a raspberry flavor. So that was okay for me. Not something that I would order if it was separate, but as part of this, it was good. So then he told you about the gray stuff. And it's just okay. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like a butter taste in there.
Yeah, it's not the delicious. I mean, I even asked the dishes. They told me it was just average as well.
Yeah, and I know we've had that before, and it's just, I don't know if it's the consistency, but it doesn't really taste like cookies and cream to me. There's just like a butter aftertaste, and maybe that's just my kind of palate and what I taste. The chip cup itself, it's pretty hard. I had to...
Yeah, good luck getting through that.
Actually, I would not eat that because there's paint on it.
Yep. Connor says he would not eat
the
that
chip
because
it got
there's paint. So let me show you.
Yeah, he designed that. Incredible.
And it's red inside.
Wow.
Or orange.
You know, it's red.
It's red.
No, I mean
It's orange. Just kidding. So don't eat the kids' cup.
So you ready to try the truffle?
Yes, I am. So this is the third dessert. It is a chocolate truffle. Really creamy inside. The chocolate on the outside is a good flavor. I'm not a fan of the chocolate on the inside. I do think it has like a raspberry or a cherry flavor to it, and I'm not a fan. I don't like fruity stuff, as I said. I really don't like raspberry, so that's not my favorite. I kind of prefer chocolate to beat chocolate. So yeah, this is just okay for me. For coming here and what you spend, it's not my favorite dessert and probably not something I would like.
So we just wrapped up our meal here at Be Our Guest inside Beast Castle. Let me start by saying I think this is a restaurant, once again, where you're paying for the experience of eating inside Beast Castle and not specifically for the food itself. So that's just my opening thoughts on Be Our Guest. So let's start with the appetizers. I had the lobster bisque, which was extremely salty. It wasn't bad, it was just okay. Like I said, when I was reviewing it, I'm not a person that's had a lot of lobster bisque, but it just did taste like I was eating a bowl of salt. So that was a little odd for me. What did you think of your salad?
It was just okay. It was a lot of fluffy greens and not much flavor to it. So it normally has a hazelnut brittle on it, and I'm not a fan of nuts, so I asked with that to be off of my salad. I didn't want it on there. Yeah. So it had some apples on it. There were radishes. It was supposed to have a vinaigrette, but honestly, I didn't taste anything. And the apples weren't sweet. I had you try them. They were just kind of bitter. Yeah. So it didn't have much flavor, and I honestly didn't want to eat it to take up space for the rest of my meal. So it was just okay. And honestly, I would have preferred to not have an appetizer there. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't gone for a while when they changed the menu style, is because we struggled finding an appetizer. Yeah, and with the price fix, like, you're paying to have all three, the appetizer, entree, and dessert, and if you don't like one of those, you're still pigeon-toed into having one. So let's move on to the entree. I had the scallops, which they were good tasting, but I thought they were really tiny. Like, I'd say they were about the size of a quarter each. And you know, when you're paying all that money, you kind of expect to have a little bit more. Now, granted, you're having the appetizer, entree, and dessert, but still, in the long run, you're paying like $40-some for 3 scallops. And I had way more food than you. Yeah, exactly. She had gotten the steak, and she's still paying the same price. You know, now I could have had the steak, and I would say, you know, if you're going, probably go for the steak because it's probably the best value. The scallops, there's just no value there in having those. Once again, they were good, but I did have her steak, which I thought her steak was tremendous. I know she said it wasn't the best cut of meat, but the sauce that was in was phenomenal. Would you agree? Yeah, I really enjoyed the sauce. The more I ate, I found some hidden underneath the green beans and in the mashed potatoes. Like I said, I just wish I had more of it because it was a salty, I don't even know what kind of flavor it is, but and had some garlic, pepper in it. It was just really, really good, and I wish they would have given me some more. Again, the steak itself was good. Not the best steak I've ever had, but I can't complain too much about it. And overall, I enjoyed my entree. Yeah, and then you moved on to dessert. We each had the same dessert, the same 3 things. The macaroon, the gray stuff inside the edible white chocolate chip, and the truffle. All 3 were okay at best. Yeah, not something I would have to have. Yeah, it's not something I would even order had it not come with. So once again, you're paying for the atmosphere. Like, it's really cool inside Beast Castle. No matter what room you're in, I do think the Rose room where we were is probably the weaker of the 3 rooms. But overall, it's just a great experience. The Beast comes walking in a lot more frequent than I expected. He was coming through like every 10 minutes. He was on 4 times. Yeah, so that was nice. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, lets YouTube know that we're doing a great job. And as always, be on the lookout for new content, and join us next time when we'll show you why we are
Lovin' DisWorld.
Have a great night, everyone. Take care.